Hi everyone, this is Samuel from honoryou.com. I'm coming to you with another video blog, and this blog is really going to be focused on the funeral program and assisting you or helping you with what information that needs to be put together so that you can have the funeral program done and ready in a timely manner, so whoever's going to put it together for you can have it prepared. Now, firstly, if you've just lost a loved one, I wish to offer you my condolences. I remember what it was like right around 10 years ago when my mom had passed, and I know there's so many different things that needs to be put together for the funeral service, and if this blog or this video can assist you in any way, that's really what the goal of this video is for, to help you to know what information is required for this funeral program. Now, since my mom has passed, I've been helping thousands of families really to put the funeral programs together, and whatever information I've gathered is what I would even share with you as I go through these different video blogs. The funeral program has really become very customary at the funeral services for, of course, the information that can provide from the order of service and really the order of events that it follows, where someone who's attending the service can see what's going to happen, as well as it gives a nice brief synopsis of the life of your loved one. And it's not only just for those pertinent information, but it also becomes a really treasured keepsake that family and friends will take home and really treasure and help them to really keep the memory of your loved one. Now, a standard funeral program is basically consists of 4 pages, and if you take a regular piece of paper and just fold it in half, that's how a standard or basic funeral program, the size of it, would be. Now, we start with the front cover, which is the first page of the funeral program, and on there you'd have, of course, a picture of your loved one. So now you want to make sure that you have a nice clear picture, usually with them facing forward, without any kind of sunglasses or anything like that on their face. And just keep in mind that you can't really use a passport picture or a driver's license, because generally they put different emblems over it, so you can't really scan it properly. So you want to get a nice picture, and that's what would go on the front of the funeral program. Now, it would also, of course, have their name, as well as their date of birth, which is usually called the sunrise, and the date of death, which is usually called sunset. In addition to that, you'd have the funeral information. So you'd have the day and the date of the funeral service, as well as the time that the funeral will begin. And you'd also have the location of the funeral, whether it's going to be at a church or at the funeral home. You'd have the address of the funeral location, and whoever is going to be officiating the service, you would also have them on there as well too. So whether it could be a reverend or some other minister or a pastor of the church. Sometimes they'll put the organist or a musician that's going to be playing at the service as well. It can go on the front of the program in addition to the officiating minister. Now, when you open up the program, generally on one side you would have the obituary, which is often referred to as the reflections of life, because it's basically really a snapshot or a synopsis of the life of your loved one. We usually start in chronological order, so it would go from the date of birth and all the way down to the education and things of that nature. Now, I'm going to do another blog about just the obituary and the different things to put in the obituary, so look for that in the upcoming days. But this just has a snapshot of their life and what they did from the time they were born to the time they died, and it also have the survivors, surviving family members. On the other side, we would have the order of service, which of course lists the different events that's going to take place in the service, and whoever might be playing some kind of a key role, who might, someone might want to read a poem, or who's going to be reading the scripture or saying a prayer. You can list the names of the people who's going to be involved in the service. Now, one word of advice is, if you're not sure someone's actually going to make it to the service or that they're going to be involved, we would suggest that you don't put their name on there at all. Just in case they don't make it, then it's better for it not to be on there than it to be on there and it to be wrong. In addition to the order of the service, then you would also put the interment information, which is the cemetery that they're going to be interred at. or if it's a mausoleum, or even if it's a cremation. Now, with help with the order of service, you can generally get one of those from the funeral professional, the funeral director that you're working with, or even from the church, because some churches have specific orders of service that they follow. So you would ask the wherever the location of the funeral is going to be, if they have a standard order of service, then you would basically fill in the blanks from there. Now, on the back of the program, you would generally have a poem. You would pick a poem, or have a scripture. It could be a favorite scripture of your loved one, and you would put that on the back. In addition to that, you would have the acknowledgement, which is more of a general thank you to all the people that may have helped during this time of bereavement. Now, if you want to do something more personal or specific, usually you would send out something down the road. Later on, you can send out specific notes to specific individuals who may have helped you. Now, if you want to mention a few on here, you can, but you don't. Generally, it's just a open acknowledgement to everyone. And after the acknowledgement, we would usually have a space for the funeral home information of the funeral professional that you use, wherever you may be. So that's basically the parts that make up the funeral program. What you need to get together, of course, would be the picture, and decide upon a time and location for the service. And the order of service, like I said, you can actually get some help from that from wherever you're going to have the service from. So it could be from a church or from the funeral home that you may be having it at. They can provide you with a standard order of service that they may follow. Now, the obituary is something that takes a little bit more time to get together. And that's generally where people spend the most of the time putting the obituary together. But like I said, I'm going to do another video blog in regard to that, and how the steps that are taken in order to put that together. Now, for the poem of the scripture, if you look on our website, www.honoryou.com, you'll see where we have some sample poems and prayers that you can put on there. And we also have a live chat, so if you actually do need some assistance, whether we're creating the programs for you or not, we can help you along this, in this capacity. So you can take advantage of our live chat, where you can actually get help with the funeral program, or even anything else you might have questions about. So like I said, we're going to do another video with the obituary information, and we'll post several videos just to really help you along this process and provide whatever support we can.